guys, Greg Roten for Street Scene. And wait, just a second. Get in here, John. Come on.
I thought I was in the camera.
Yeah.
I thought I was in the view.
Yeah, well, no. See, this is our Street Scene Power Hour host, John Lesaganich. Hi, John. What's going on?
You asked me to come out and do the show. I loved it. You couldn't ask for better weather. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful out here.
Yep. And you know what? Rick's on at a wedding in Pittsburgh, so we asked John to come out here. We didn't want you to miss the Relay for Life at Southern Park Mall here at the Debartolo Center. And you know what, John? Great day. Maybe we should go in, check it out. Something?
I think we should. There's over 200 cars here, 200 to 300 cars.
Well,
and there's everything to look at.
Good. Let's go. Let's hit it. Come on.
You know, when you get these shows and all these cars showing up, it just doesn't happen. You know, you just don't tell a bunch of people show up at the Southern Park Mall area. It takes a lot of work. With me is Mike. Mike, you put the show together?
Yep, I put it together. I started planning this back in January, and it's just every month I kept telling myself I want to make this one of the biggest shows around here, and we pulled it off today. There's a couple hundred cars out here, 40 awards. I got so many great sponsors with me. Mark Cole's been one of my biggest sponsors here, and people have been coming here since noon today.
How'd you get involved with car shows?
I grew up around car shows with my dad. We have a '78 red and black Camaro, and he died in 2019. And I got the car, and I keep bringing it to all the shows around here.
I mean, that's beautiful. So you're keeping the tradition. People love coming out to the shows. I like you got a number of vendors out here. Yep. Vendors support the shows, do pretty good when they come?
Yeah, they enjoy coming. It's a different atmosphere for them because then the car guys bring their wives out. They can go shop around a little bit, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Who did you know that gave you this weather today?
I had to pay someone a lot of money.
Because this is absolutely beautiful out here. And again, how many cars do you think you have?
At least 300 now.
300 cars and everything from gassers to Volkswagen.
Yep, gassers, Volkswagens, new, old, everything's here.
What's now, since you've been putting it on, what's the weirdest car that you can remember that came to one of your shows?
I remember a couple years ago there was a little Volkswagen. It was orange. It was cut in half and shrunk even more. It was neat as hell. It was a little convertible.
Amazing what some people do to cars, huh? Mike, I want to thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you for coming out.
And, take care. With me, I have Samantha. Now, you know, if you're watching the show, you probably expect Rick to be here, but Rick isn't with us today. So I'm John Lesaganich, co-host of Street Scene Power Hour podcast. And if Rick was out here interviewing people, he would never show a bug. I'm a bug guy. I'm a VW guy. So Samantha, what year? Tell us about it.
This is a 1969 Volkswagen Beetle. We just brought it up a year ago. It's from Georgia, so Although it looks rusty, it's actually really solid underneath. It's just got a 1600 engine with dual Webers on it. All I've done really is kind of just lower it and been driving the crap out of it, just trying to put miles on it.
You're keeping the patina.
Yep.
I love the patina.
Yep.
You're going to throw some clear coat on it or something?
No, that actually can cause it to rust more. So there's other solutions. So I'm gonna get to that eventually, but I'm just kind of enjoying it right now.
Now we were talking to you earlier before we went on air, and you're kind of a VW family.
Yes. My brother has had a couple Volkswagens. My dad's had a couple in his lifetime, and my first car was a '63 Beetle with a rag top, and so I've always just had a big love for them. And
you know, my first one was a '64, and it had the crank
sunroof.
Sunroof. And what's interesting, my wife and I went out. We were doing some landscaping. We bought a small tree.
Yep.
The only way we brought it home was through the sunroof.
Through the sunroof, yeah.
So they're a lot of fun. And the first time I got involved with Volkswagens, you know, guys were asking me, what's the pans like? What's the heater channels?
Yep.
I knew nothing.
Yep.
But tell them how important those are.
Oh, you gotta definitely make sure those are solid whenever you're looking at these vehicles. They are the first thing to rust just because they tend to hold moisture more than other chassis do. So you definitely just gotta check those parts, and as long as they're solid, then you got a good car on your hands.
How's the interior in this?
It's pretty good. I'm missing a door panel, but other than that.
So the interior, the seats and everything pretty solid?
Yeah, everything's pretty solid. Like I said, I'm just missing that door panel.
And these are what we call the heater channels.
Yep, right here.
And that's actually, that supports the bug, right?
Yep, basically, yep.
Yeah. Can we pop that back?
Oh yeah,
good?
absolutely.
So what do we have back here?
Oh, this is just a 1600 dual port, or single port, I'm sorry, with dual Webers. We did alternator conversion on it, got rid of the generator. Haven't really done much other than that. Just kind of refreshed.
Like the dual carb setup? You like
Yes, yeah, I do like it. They're a little finicky, but once
Finicky tuner them
yeah, once you get them, they run great. Can't complain at all.
On my 60 I had the bumper that said eventually I'll do 60 or something.
Yeah.
It's actually a beautiful car.
Thank you.
You can't go to a show without somebody looking at the bugs.
Oh yeah, yep.
And you know who really likes them the most?
Who?
The kids.
Yes, exactly, and they love them. Every time I see a kid and they're interested, I let them sit inside, kind of climb all over.
All right. Thank you.
You gotta start with the young ones.
All right.
You know?
Again, what year?
69.
Thank you. I appreciate it. 69 bugs. You know, when you come to car shows, there's always classic cars.
Absolutely.
And every once in a while, somebody sneaks in a motorcycle. So there's always once in a while classic motorcycles. But you know what you very seldom seen? And then you're going to have to explain to us what this is.
I would be glad to.
Right here. So tell me what this is.
These were made in the late 60s, early 70s out of California. I believe it was San Jose. The company is called Bonanza. Okay, this happens to be a 1969 Bonanza CR500 chopper. Very desirable.
And this is how they came.
It is not how they came.
Okay.
A lot of them came with Tecumseh engines. Believe it or not, you would appreciate this. This bike also came with a Hodaka 100 Ace engine. Okay. And if you're fortunate enough to have one like that, it's very desirable. This one we took over the top. I had a great frame to start with, forks, no motor. I found a 4 horsepower Tecumseh engine, and I wanted to make it special, one of one, nobody else had, and not back to original because most of them from the factory were like a Hemi orange color.
Yeah.
Okay. This we did pearl white paint, and if you also notice, there's the pinstriping to match. Builder, and it took about 11 months to build it. The builder, his name.
So let me interrupt. Where'd you get the front end? Where'd you find that front end? Did you make it? Or?
No. That's the original.
That's how they came, with that Springer-looking front end, or rake, with the rake on it and everything.
Yes, that's why it was called a chopper. Okay, a mini bike chopper. But the forks were, straight, everything, which is rare. It's exactly how the original bike looks,
Yeah.
but it's a custom.
So, you know, growing up on the west side of Youngstown and everybody's dad worked at the mill or surrounding, everybody made a mini bike frame. And then you would take the lawnmower and take the engine off and put it on your mini bike. This is a high performance type engine, right?
No, this is a 4 horsepower Tecumseh. Okay,
So how much horsepower are you getting out of this?
4 horsepower.
4.
Yep.
That's why they call it a 4 horsepower.
Yes.
See, I pick up stuff like that real quick. Speed on that, what do you think that'll get up
Oh, maybe 20 mile an hour. It's not going to be driven. It's pretty much just a showpiece.
That is absolutely beautiful. It is a showpiece. So over here, what do we have over here?
That's 1973 Suzuki TM250, and they're called the Champion. That's how made famous by Roger DeCoster. Okay, and that's pretty much unrestored bike. It was refreshed, just refreshed. Motor cases were cleaned up.
So we're gonna call this a dirt bike, off-road bike, or
This
what?
is a motocross bike,
Motocross.
correct. 1973. That's basically, you know, the big craze start in motocross history. You know, 74, 75, 76 was hot. All the major manufacturers coming out with bikes. This is one of my little gems I like to hold on to.
Beautiful bike. I want to thank you for coming out to the show. And although this Suzuki is beautiful, the eyes have to go to a little mini bike.
Oh, and if you see the other side, we have a vintage. If you take a look at it, we have a vintage Kickstarter. Okay, and which is unheard of. It's not a recoil. It's a Kickstarter. And if you take a look at that, and if you look at the detail on the bike, you know, really 3 people put this together. The main builder, his name was Ed Kubians. He's from Cleveland. All the chrome and polishing was done by Custom Chrome out of Grafton, Ohio. Angel Dust up in Cleveland, in Elyria, Ohio, did the paint and the pinstriping. And we also, what's his name? I'll pull it up real quick for you. Got to thank Phil Anderson, okay, out of Anderson Custom Interiors. He's the one that designed the seat. Yes.
It's a
Yeah. Everything.
It's a beautiful mini bike, one of a kind. Thanks for bringing it.
Thank you, John.
All right. You know, when you go to car shows, there's a lot of vendors, and the vendors actually support the shows, and there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to talk to Skeeter's Graphics and Keith Sturgeon. How long you been doing this?
I've been striping for about the last 10 years, and today about 10 minutes now.
All right, now, other than striping it, do you also do airbrush?
No, I don't airbrush.
You don't airbrush, just the striping?
What I do is my brush, and no airbrushing. I'm working on it, but I'm not going to do anything like that.
You did some pinstriping out here today?
Yeah, a little bit. A couple vehicles out here, and it's going good. It's going good.
Now, when someone comes and wants some pinstriping, you give them what you're going to do, or they give you an idea?
They tell me approximately what they want, and then they say, go ahead and, you know, use your ideas, pick the colors and what have you.
Is the art and business growing, you think?
Yeah, it was. A lot of people were saying it was a dying art, and I see I'm probably one of the newer guys in the area, but there's a lot of new guys doing it, a lot younger than myself, and I think it's making a comeback.
And when you pinstripe, mostly vehicles or a lot of motorcycles?
motorcycles, cars, boats, airplanes, whatever. If it's moving, I'll tape it down, so it doesn't matter.
What's the strangest thing you ever pinstripe?
Strangest thing I ever pinstriped, a pair of shoes so far. Pair of shoes.
The actual, now did they wear them or just to show them?
Yeah, they're meant to be worn. It was a pair of shoes. And I hear rumor that I'm going to be pinstriping some people. So we'll see how that comes out. I don't know if that's going to come true.
Well, when you do, give us a call. We'll put you on the air.
All right, sounds like a deal. Keith, hey, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
You know, when you talk car shows, when you talk classic cars, so far we showed you a Bug, which is the classic. And if you have a 1957 Chevy, you're a classic car guy. I mean, it's the ultimate. It's like the Harley Davidson. It's like, so give us a little background. What year and drivetrain and so on.
It's a 350, 330 horse, 7R transmission, disc brakes all the way around. Quality Auto Body did the car about 13 years ago.
13 years and it still looks like this.
Right.
Talk about a paint job.
Right.
All right, now when you got it, did you do everything to it? Was it rough or?
We got the car from Bob Darney. The car came from Morgantown, West Virginia. It was a mess. It was a basket case. Trust me.
Did you always want a 57?
I'll tell you a story. I was 10 years old from the north side, knocks up Rye Hill. My brother Bobby had one, 57 Chevy. Ford injection. I wanted to buy it. I was only 10. I was in it. He sold the car back in '61, $600. I want to cry.
So how long have you owned this one?
22 years.
22 years.
Yes.
What's the furthest you drove it?
Pittsburgh.
All right, so it's a cruiser.
Right.
You jump into it, and right now, I mean, other than maintaining it, there's not much more to do, right?
No, right.
All right, let's take a look at that interior. Tell me a little bit about the interior.
Original interior from 57 Chevy, same color back in 57.
Same thing. That's just how they came out.
Same color, exactly.
Amazing. Automatic.
Automatic.
And what color would we call this?
Matador red.
All right, I had a Charger that looked red sometimes and orange when the lights went on it.
Right.
Same thing?
Same thing. Looks orange, it looks red.
All right, let's go back one more time. And drivetrain, what do we got in here?
350, 330 horse, 7R transmission, disc brakes all the way around.
All right, can you put any more chrome on there?
No.
So we got the chrome.
I don't want to cut that off. I don't want to get a divorce. My wife will leave me.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Beautiful
thank you.
car. I'm going to show you a car that there's not many of, and this is a somewhat of an unrestored car. You know, you see all these out here that are shined up and paint jobs and all that, but this is just true muscle. I'm with Tony Canarino out of Girard. Tony, what year? Give us a background on the car.
This is the 1963 Mercury Comet. S22, convertible.
Now the S22 stands for the
sport model. It's a sport model, yeah.
What do you got underneath the hood?
That's got an LS, a 5.3 LS in there.
That's a Chevy.
Chevy type, yeah.
Yeah, now wait a second. This is a Mercury
Comet,
Chevy motor.
Chevy motor. LS conversion. Everybody's doing them today.
All right, so let's walk around a little bit. Take me in the back here. Original paint?
No. I did that with a spray can.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And
Spray can.
and it
Wanted
looks
the Fatima look.
It looks great.
Yeah.
Interior, you had a
Brand new. Brand new. Kid from Niles did it. Eddie's Custom Shop.
automatic.
4L60E. That's the motor and transmissions combined. Got a 9-inch Ford, got disc brakes all the way around, got coilover shocks on all 4 corners. It's a ladder bar car. Side exhaust, it works.
Burn your legs on that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Want to see the burn? Right there, look.
All right, so you got a burn here. Longest distance you ever cruised?
Here, here.
How long have you had it?
I've had it about 3 years.
Where'd you get it?
I bought it from a buddy of mine that had a chassis shop in Warren. He moved and gave it to me because he owed me some money, and we traded. And I didn't want it, but I got it.
All right, now, you know, I've known you for a number of years. You got the Mercury, but you got something else down at the shop that's pretty interesting. What are you working on?
Thunderbolt. Yeah.
Fill us in on the Thunderbolt.
I got a 64 Ford Fairlane Thunderbolt. It's a replica car. 427 4-speed car.
And that's ready to go or almost? All right.
Pretty soon. Pretty soon.
All right, but this baby is just, I mean, I love the patina.
It's nice.
It's a cruiser.
It's a cruiser. You go. It's got a 410 gear. Got a 32-inch tire in the back. It cruises real nice.
Fill us in one more time, year and make.
63 Mercury Comet.
Drivetrain.
It's a 5.3 LS conversion with a 4L60E transmission, 9-inch Ford Verin.
You're watching Street Scene.
I'll tell you what, when you go to car shows like this, you see cruisers and typical cars, and then every once in a while you run into truly a showpiece. Dave is the first name?
Dave.
What do we got here, Dave?
A 1937 Chevy sedan delivery. But you...
Let me interrupt. In 1937, it didn't look like this.
No.
So how much work done to it?
A lot of work. It's completely custom from the ground up. Frame, a lot of body mods. Drivetrain is all new, updated. It actually has it's a 383 Chevy motor. It's dynoed out of 460 horse.
Automatic?
Automatic 700 R4. It's all race prepped. This was started out being built as a race car.
It doesn't look like a race
And
car.
I took the project over from someone else, couldn't finish it, so made a street car out of it.
It's absolutely a beautiful car. Let's talk about that interior.
The interior was done by J.L. Johnson up in Hartville, Ohio. All custom. I picked out the colors. He did the design work. He had the car about 10 months. It was well worth the wait.
I mean, this is absolutely a beautiful car. And is this a two-piece windshield?
Yes, it is.
Flat glass, so not real difficult if you got to replace it, right? Or is it?
Yeah, you can do half at a time if you have to.
What do you like most about the car? I mean, obviously, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's the look is beautiful. But driving and all that, just give us the experience.
It's just fun to drive. It handles beautiful. I like the sound it makes. It's big motor, big tires. It makes a lot of noise. It's just a joy to drive.
What's the furthest you've driven it?
Oh, I headed up to Ravenna last year.
Well, it's a great show up there, yeah. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot now. Fastest you had it going?
Maybe 60.
60, but it cruises nice. Power steering?
Yeah, power steering, power brakes, four-wheel disc, air conditioning. It's really nice.
So let's walk back here. Makes it the panel van, so we have no windows back here.
No.
That's what makes it the delivery van.
Sedan delivery.
Who did the pinstripe?
Steve Chizeka, the wizard.
The wizard. We had him on the show many times. I know him very well.
He's an artist.
And you just let him go on it.
Yep. I came over, looked at the car. He walked it around it once or twice. He said, "I'm ready." So he picked out the colors, designed it. I just let him go.
I think about the wizard, what's cool about him is not only his talent, but what comes out of that head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you just have to. So this exhaust I'm seeing coming out of the running board here, that's I mean, obviously custom exhaust.
Yeah, we notched it out so it would come out. It's all stainless steel polished exhaust from the front to the back.
I'm going to tell you what, it's absolutely, let me walk in the back here. It's absolutely a beautiful, well, look at the pinstripe back there. That's beautiful. It's just a beautiful car, a showpiece. And I know the answer to this, but I might as well ask. You don't drive it in the winter, do you?
No.
This baby goes away. All right, I want to thank you. Beautiful car, and again, make and model?
37 Chevy sedan delivery.
Here we got a car that's kind of confusing. It's a 79?
It's a 79 Trans Am.
But when you look at the front end, let's go over by the front end here. This is kind of, by the way, Mark is the name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The front end isn't a 79.
No, it's 73 front end. It's the old gen.
So difficult to snap on or no? Or?
No, it just clips right in, a couple bolts, just snaps right on.
And let me ask you, fill me in a little bit about it. How long have you had the car?
He owned it for about 10 years, and then he kind of passed it on to me to enjoy.
This is your dad?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can't see him, he's off camera, but his dad's standing there. But so you got it. How much work did you have to do to it?
We sent the motor out to get built by Diver Performance out in Beloit, Ohio, and he did quite a lot of work to the internals and all the machine work. We dropped it in, started driving it.
Body, much work done on that other than the front?
No, just kind of wash, wax, take care of it, little paint correct.
And why'd you want to go with that front end? Just to look?
Yeah, it's just a look, just kind of what we had available.
So let's take a look at this interior back here. All stock interior, Mark?
The seats are all the seats are all stock. The roll cage was added on to the previous owner before us. He wanted to turn it into a drag car, so he put a 6-point cage in it. The dash is OEM, steering wheel, turn signals, all that good stuff.
So it's a cruiser. That's
Yes.
you're not racing it or nothing like that.
Not racing anymore.
What's the longest distance you cruised?
About an hour.
Now I'm not going to get you in trouble. What's the fastest you had it going?
92 on the freeway after I did a burnout.
All right, 92 on the freeway. And why the Trans Am? I know you got to hand it down to you, but are you a Trans Am guy or is?
Yeah. My dad's favorite movie was Smokey and the Bandit, and I watched that my whole childhood growing up, and I still watch it to this day.
Did you ever want to make a tribute Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am?
Yeah, I'm actually looking currently for the one with the bird on the hood and the T-tops, the gold rims, the gold decals.
I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful car. I love the black. Original paint?
Yes, OEM paint.
And you just buffed it out a little bit and cleaned it
Yep.
up?
There's a few spots that need some work, but it's all just...
Yeah, but those spots are original. Those spots were there, so that's, I love the cars that when they leave them like that. Great car, enjoy it. I love the fact that it came down from your dad to you. It's just a beautiful car. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, when you talk car shows, when you talk classic cars, you got to talk a T-Bucket. I mean, those are the ultimate classic, the ultimate heart rod. I have Don here. Don, welcome to the show.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
And what year?
1923 Model T Touring.
Model T Touring. Engine.
327 Chevy, 365 horsepower, 450 foot-pounds of torque.
All right, now how long have you had the car?
Started the car building it 5 years ago. It's scratch built from the ground up.
From the ground up. Now, what's interesting about this is there's a theme to this car.
Yes.
And if you look in the back seat, who do we have? Mickey and Minnie?
Oh, you have Mickey and me in the back. My wife and I are old Disney fans, the traditional Disney. Okay. And when I got the motor for the car, I was trying to find one. A buddy of mine up in New York, we were having dinner and we started talking about the 327. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I think it's known by GM as a mouse motor." Well, as soon as he said mouse motor, my gears started turning. My wife looked at me, I looked at her, I thought, "Oh yeah, we're all over this."
Oh, you have to. So you got the Chevy drivetrain, automatic. What is it?
It's a 700R4 4-speed transmission, and it's a 9-inch Ford rear end with posi traction.
All right, and you're out of Canfield?
Canfield, Ohio, yes, sir.
All right, so there's a mystery other than it's a Mickey tribute, Mickey Mouse, somewhat tribute car. You told me something, and the interesting fact is, how many Mickeys are on here?
When you go to Disney World, they pride themselves at Disney for having hidden Mickeys all over the park, and the game is down there if you can find the hidden Mickeys on every ride. Okay, yeah. So I started building this thing, and I have 160 hidden Mickeys on this car, and they're basically all in plain sight. And the best way to hide something is put it in plain sight.
That's amazing. If we can go to the back here and show this mural on the back was done by a well-known pinstripe airbrush guy. We had him on the show before. And who did the mural?
Steve Chizeka out of Springfield.
The Wizard.
The Wizard, a.k.a. the Wizard, and great guy.
Oh yeah, he's an artist.
Yeah, when I first approached him, I threw the idea at him for the back, and he jumped on it. He goes, "I'm so tired of drawing skulls and knives and that." He goes, so I said, "Take as long as you need. I want kind of a Thomas Kincaid feel to it. When you get in the sunlight, it really sparkles, and you can actually see the fairy dust come around the castle and envelop a Tinkerbell."
Yeah. Now, where'd you get the gold rather than the chrome?
The tail lights and the front lights are actually original 1915 lights. I found those at an estate sale. Okay, and of course I had Steve do the gold trim, and a lot of it's actually due to my own powder coating. So all the gold on here is all powder coated.
Beautiful car. Just literally a cruiser, right?
Oh yeah.
No racing, no drag racing.
I know how fast it'll go. I don't have the.
Well, how fast have you had it up to?
About 55.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. It's a beautiful car. It's a classic. It's a showboat. So thanks for telling us all about it, and you're going to keep it, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
John, what a day.
Unbelievable. The weather was fantastic. 200 to 300 cars, everything from gassers to VW Bugs to Model Ts and a T-Bucket.
You know, I got to tell you something. Rick, this is for you. I got a guy that likes VW Bugs here, so that was a good day, you know?
It was a good day, and the Bug was fantastic. I had a nice little patina. My pick of the day.
Don't tell anybody, because we're going to reveal it on the show if you've already seen it. But, you know, if you caught this at the end, you're going to have to find out.
Oh, yeah, and it's a beautiful car. But again, everything from gassers to pickup trucks to vans. This is what car shows are all about, Rick.
It's a little of everything for you at the Relay for Life car show up here at Boardman, or Southern Park Mall. So we'll see you next time right here on Street Scene, and we will see you down the road.